The realignment. Tenants as stabilizers. For decades, we've been told that stability comes from markets and investors, that neighborhoods exist because capital allows them to. This is a convenient fiction. Markets do not stabilize neighborhoods. People do. Residents generate the monthly cash flow that keeps buildings operating, the long-term presence that sustains schools and local businesses, and the care that maintains shared spaces over time. When people are forced into churn, frequent moves, displacement, eviction, and housing instability, everything degrades at once. Buildings decay, institutions hollow out, and capital retreats. Stability is not a byproduct of investment. It is produced by the people who stay. The housing crisis, at its core, is a supply and demand failure. Demand has outpaced supply for decades, and without building more homes, affordability cannot improve. There is no workaround for this reality. Abundance is necessary. But abundance alone is not enough. The way new housing is delivered determines whether increased supply stabilizes communities or simply feeds another cycle of speculative extraction. The legacy housing system cannot resolve this contradiction because it was never built to. Scarcity is not the failure. Scarcity is the model. Its incentives reward delay, speculation, and turnover, not long-term affordability or stability. Even when new housing is delivered, the upside is often captured through rising rents, displacement, and short-term holding strategies. Instability is not a side effect of the system, it is the business model, maintained through constant pressure on housing, supply, and demand. This is where the model breaks. Tenants are treated as risk to be managed, rather than the stabilizing force that makes housing viable over time. Yet tenants are the source of the system's most valuable asset, quite literally its entire value proposition: predictable, recurring cash flow. When residents have security and continuity, buildings perform better, maintenance stabilizes, and neighborhoods strengthen. When they don't, new supply fails to produce lasting affordability. Guerrilla housing begins from this inversion. Tenants are not a liability. They are the anchor. A system designed around tenant stability can absorb new supply without collapsing back into vacancy and churn. Secure residents turn abundance into permanence. We already see glimpses of this logic working in the real world. When housing is structured to limit speculation and give residents security and a stake, different outcomes emerge. Displacement slows, communities stabilize, and long-term performance improves. Stability is not something these systems subsidize after the fact, it is something they are designed to produce. When people feel incentivized to stay, they begin to invest in the place itself. Care for shared spaces, community stewardship, and stronger maintenance do not come from enforcement, they come from alignment. These are not sentimental outcomes, they are operational advantages of a system built for permanence instead of churn. That directly challenges one of the housing industry's laziest assumptions, that tenant-centered systems drain capital or destroy value. In practice, they do the opposite. Impact funds, cooperative financing, and mission-aligned real estate consistently produce steady, durable returns because stability reduces risk. Participation produces more durable returns and outperforms the volatility of the housing market. The realignment is simple but decisive. If the housing crisis is a supply problem, then more housing must be built. And if that housing is to remain affordable, stable, and durable over time, it must be structured around the people who live in it. Centering tenants is not ideology. It is the only way abundance does not collapse back into scarcity. To center tenants is to center permanence.